But knowing where you are today and having left the Democratic Party and started a Forward Party, what are some things now you agree that the left is doing right, the Democrats are doing right? What was something where it's a tipping point to say, I can't get behind that? And was there anything the Republicans are doing for you to say, I'm not fully there, to say I'm a Republican myself, but these are some of the things I do agree with the Republicans on what they're doing?
All right. So this is one of the problems with the two-party system is you have these kind of increasingly ideological conversations, and folks on one side will be like, hey, government should be doing all these things. And then the other side will be like, no, government shouldn't be doing those things. And I think what most of your listeners want is for government to actually be good at the things it's doing. And if you look at the press, what is the press always about in terms of these political conversations? How much money is going to this? How much money is going to that? We're going to cut this. We're going to take that. And then you're like, where the heck is this money going? Is it being spent effectively? Why do I have the sinking feeling that you could plow more money into the system and it wouldn't necessarily help?
Drain the swamp.
One of the clearest examples of it in New York City is there is a lot of money getting spent in the New York City public school system on educating these kids. And the results have not kept pace with the investment. And so if you look at this and you go to someone on the left and be like, hey, what the problem is, they'll be like, spend more money. And you're like, I'm not really sure that's going to do it, because you're already spending whatever it is, like $15,000 a head per year, where if you do the math on a classroom of 30 kids, you're like, wait a minute, that's like a significant amount of money, and it's certainly not bearing fruit. So this is what's missing from our political discourse. And I'm going to suggest that this is what most business people and entrepreneurs would naturally do. Is like you show up, you'd be like, okay, like how are we spending it? What are we getting in return? Is it working? Is it efficient? Is it accountable? The fact is politicians just kind of come and go. Money gets spent. They show up. They cut a ribbon. They announce a program. Does anyone actually come back to see, hey, did that program actually work? Did that bear fruit? No. By the time by the time you get any results of that, the politicians moved on. Everyone's moved on. The press doesn't actually drill about the efficacy of these things. So that's where I am. It genuinely is this middle road that I think most Americans just have common sense about. It's like, look, should the government be doing some things? Yes, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not like someone who thinks the government should be doing nothing, but it should be doing what it's doing at a much higher level, more effectively, more accountably, and more efficiently.
If you enjoyed this short clip, click over here to watch another short clip. And if you want to watch the entire episode, the entire podcast, click here.